we're going to be rounding up people who are sitting in the county jails and filing, alien in possession of firearm cases and shipping them over to federal custody, which, as I was having the debate today, there's a provision on typical illegal reentry cases where you get a fast track. So the case moves along and it's processed. And these are not eligible for fast track. So
really?
Yes. So now, whether or not they make these kind of cases eligible for fast track is going to be interesting, because they're going to get a lot of them at the rate they're going.
So can you shed some light on the law with alien possession of a weapon? So it's my understanding that, and I didn't know this, but through my research, because I've heard the same thing, that essentially if there are limits to, and fair, right or wrong or whatever it is, but if you are not a citizen, you can't have a gun?
Correct.
Wow. And you're facing the same thing as a felon in possession of a weapon would have.
Correct. And so the interesting thing from a state court perspective is that if you are a lawyer and your client pleads to an unlawful carrying a weapon case, you have just made the Fed's case for them. Because people will say, well, how can that happen? There's double jeopardy. No, dual sovereign rule says you can be convicted of unlawful carrying a weapon in state court, and then the Feds can come round you up and they can charge you with alien in possession of a firearm or felon in possession of a firearm. It's a dual sovereign issue. There is no double jeopardy between state and Fed. They can charge you for the same facts, state offense and a federal offense.
And we're talking about a misdemeanor. The state offense, unlawfully carrying a weapon as a misdemeanor.
That's right.
Then becoming a federal felony.
That's right. Absolutely.
Crazy.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. What have y'all seen and what have you heard as far as agents around?
JV, I haven't seen it, but I've heard from several different people that at the Pasadena Municipal Court, there were ICE agents there in the last couple of weeks arresting people, and they were talking about traffic tickets. Folks there on traffic tickets. And I was told this week, I had a client who is not a citizen, who is a lawful permanent resident, who's charged with DWI in one of the outlying counties, not Harris County, one of the outlying counties. And he was called in to go back to pretrial services for extra screening. He got away. I mean, not necessarily got away, but he wasn't detained. But at the same time that was going on, I was told by several other lawyers that a man who was set for trial on a felony gun case was taken into custody by plainclothes ICE agents.
I heard that it's happening in the Fort Bend County Courthouse.
It was in Fort Bend.
I've heard it's happened in San Antonio or in Bexar County. I've heard that it's happening, I want to say Hayes. And I have heard that they're trolling the Harris County Courthouse.
No, they absolutely are.